Peace, family. How you all doing? My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Ascendant Astrology, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I'm going to be doing my interpretation of Venus in Taurus. Um, yeah, I know I got my handy dandy notes here because without them, it's just not happening. So I did talk about doing Venus in Scorpio next, and then Venus in Libra next because Venus and Taurus is going to be very similar to Venus and Taurus. And there's even some attributes in Venus and Scorpio that are relative to Venus and Mars because Mars is the ancient ruler of Scorpio, and it's important for people to know that. Um, so what is Venus? Venus rules love, money, beauty, pleasure, your desires, the things that you are attracted to. Um, Money, if I didn't say that already, and how you attract things to you. That's another perspective. Now, most people will say that Venus and Taurus is the wifey type, and for the most part, she is, but I still think that's more relative to Libra because Libra is the ruler of the seventh house. I don't know no Taurus woman, and maybe it's just because of the generation that we live in, too. Um, those things need to be taken into account, but if we was doing this maybe and it was 1950, this would be spot on. Here's the thing. You're not going to find very many Venus and Taurus women who give a goddamn about being no goddamn housewife. They're hardcore ass bitches. I know about seven of them. They would yell at me for saying this right now. Like, what are you talking about? We're not doing that in 2022. So I have to put that out there. I have to make that reference because I think um, Venus is the wifey type, but I think this is more in relation to Venus and Libra. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't be this person, by the way, which is why I'm still mentioning it in this video. But for the Venus and Taurus women I know, these are gold diggers. These are women who will have several different people relationally and for specific reasons. And I still relate that to the time, the era that we're in. And this is not a bad thing. This is not to talk about Venus and Taurus people at all. This is just, what it is. It just is what it is, right? Because they want stable men. They want men who can take care of them and support them, and they can do it on their own. Um, so they're not as submissive as a Libra person. A Libra person is way more likely to be submissive than a Taurus person. I'm sorry. I have not met any Taurus women who are submissive. They are hardcore as bitches. I'm gonna keep saying that because that's just my interpretation. But and men too. Um, but for the most part, these women want men who are going to take care of them. And they can be very submissive. These are people who are going to take care of you. They're going to make sure that, again, very submissive, sensual people, very soft spoken, big bones, because Venus and Taurus likes to eat, period. And if they're not big bone, they're curvy. That's another way to describe it. They got the meat in all the right places. I'm just saying. You know, they have men for specific reasons. They frequent strip clubs and places where they know they can make money. But I say strip clubs because I think Venus and Taurus, I think Venus rule people in general. First of all, we have a thing for women. And this doesn't have to be about any lesbianism or gayisms or, any of that other mess, although Obviously, this could be a thing. It really depends on what else you have in your chart, but Taurus isn't naturally related to um that. But Venus rules women, period. And so 9 times out of 10, like I mentioned in the Venus and Aries video, you are going to have a lot of female friends. You are going to be attracted to a lot of females. Now, from the Libra perspective, you're not going to be hanging with your damn friends. You don't give a damn about your friends because you're too busy worrying about your man. This is somebody who upkeeps a house, a home, and makes a home a house, right? A Taurus person, these are concert goers. They dress fresh to death, period. Anything they touch is magnificent and it matches to a T, even down to their nails. That's why I had to do my nails. If you look at my other video, I was cheating, y'all. I was tired. I didn't feel like doing my nails. Here's the thing. I was like, I'm doing Venus now. She ain't having that. You will have your nails done, your accessories. If you're not gold diggers, then these are people who are either hoarders, looking at it from the opposite sign of Scorpio, or very materialistic. But they have good taste for food and things and fashion, and even places to go. These are people who are like very, very particular about the food that they eat, the fabrics that they wear. Like these people are about that, like they just know because they rule the five senses. So, um, mm, they love things that feel good, smell good, taste good, and look good. What are the other ones? Smell, see, sense, you figure it out. But those things are very, very important to them. Even if they can't cook, um, these are people who are going to know where to go to get all the good food. Or they will pick a partner who can cook their fucking ass off. They love quality time, very devoted and committed when they are in relationships. They can be, again, submissive and very possessive, with the opposite sign being Scorpio. Um, um, mhm. They're all about stability. They want the finer things in life. Um, they're very methodical. People will use the word slow. I think that is a big mistake to do that. When you're working with Taurus energy. Yes, they can come off as slow. And when I say slow, I do mean like turtle slow. But I'd rather use the word methodical because they are thinking shit through. There is not one decision a Taurus person makes without having thought it through. They're doing their research, they're asking questions, they're asking around, they're looking at other things, they're taking in a lot of information, data, scenarios, aspects before they make a decision. So you could see them as very stubborn or not so quick to change. It is a fixed earth sign. Um, and for all those reasons, those things can be very true within a Taurus person. But I again would be super mindful with using the word slow. Don't sleep on these people. Is all I'm gonna say. You just have to know what you want to make sure that your energy is connected or in alignment with a person who moves like this, as opposed to calling them slow. Because you call them slow, you can end up missing out on a really good person, a really good relationship, a really good connection, a really good um resource, to have, because these people tend to be very successful, whether on their own or within a relationship. Um, so they can be seen as stubborn, but another way to look at this is these people are loyal, reliable, Okay. Very mature, like kind of like Capricorn energy. Good taste in music. Um, not, I don't see Taurus women as entrepreneurs. And I know a few Taurus women who are, but I'm specifically talking about Venus and Taurus. So I have to say that even though Venus has some attributes about it that are um about business, I'm going to tell you why I feel that way. I don't see, even though even Taurus alone actually rules your skills, talents, self-employment, somebody who has side hustle, three side hustles, a job, and etc. But that might be more relative to a man. But again, because we're talking about women and we're talking about what it means to be submissive, I don't see Taurus women as being entrepreneur, Venus and Taurus women being entrepreneurs. Um, I see them as workers, somebody who would have a job because they're about stability. So again, you have to think about somebody who you might consider as slow, right? Or methodical. That's what I'm going to use. I think these people have a hard time seeing the benefit of being self-employed without having any kind of financial standing. Now, if this was a Venus and Taurus person who was born into wealth, they have money on hand, they'll kill it. They'll knock it out the fucking box, point blank, period. But when I think of somebody who's stable, even Capricorn energy, but Capricorns are bosses, just period. But even if you're a logical, practical, realistic thinker, and you put those two together, if you know what economics is and what it means to own and have a business, um, you are going to be somebody who understands that it takes a long time to build something like that up. And that's something that a Taurus very much understands. And so, again, for me personally, I don't see Venus and Taurus people as being very entrepreneurial, specifically women. But they are hard workers. They will keep a job. This is a person who works at a job 19, 20 years. They're getting that money. They're collecting that motherfucking money, those 401ks and all that stuff there, especially with Scorpio being the opposite. This is big money, government things and things of that nature. You just have to know the astrology to really understand why I would say something like that, but they're also very simple. And so if they're going to be building something, it doesn't matter. It's going to take time because they know the process of what it means to build something sturdy and stable. So I see these people as really struggling with having their own business, even though they can have great ideas, et cetera, et cetera. If they don't have them on, if what they need on hand, maybe when they get older, they might accomplish that, or they're more likely to find somebody who can provide that for them. And that's where the submissive energy comes in, the gold digging energy comes in. Um, that's just my interpretation, but everybody's going to have their own point of view. As usual, family, hope you found this information helpful. Peace.